Namaste everyone. Welcome to MoveWithAnii. And in today's podcast episode, we will talk about clarity. So, have you ever noticed how the moment life feels unclear, we immediately start hunting for answers? Be it uh, be it in relationships, be it like there are layoffs going on in office, be it a stressful situation in the family, be it not understanding what my career path is right now. I just go round and round and I panic till the time I don't get a certain answer, a solution in front of me, right? And the first thought that pops up is I need a solution right now. I need to know what's next in store for me or I'll go crazy. Yeah. Sounds familiar? Don't worry. I've been there too. I still, sail on the same boat. I like my anxiety hits the moment something starts happening, which is very unfamiliar to me. Like, I don't know how to deal with that situation and I panic because I feel like I'm losing control of my life, which is a very pesky and messy situation to be in if you are Annie. But uh, I have found some ways to tackle with it, which we will discuss at the end of this video. But first, understand what the real trap is and how does it affects our brain that we start panicking, start finding for solutions. And if we don't get instant clarity, we go mad. So, what science says is that threat. Uh, what science says is that uncertainty feels like threat to the brain. When we don't know what's coming, our mind panics. So naturally, we want to escape that discomfort as fast as possible. That's why we end up making rushed decisions, jumping into wrong jobs, staying in toxic relationships, just to have some sense of clarity, some sense of uncertainty. We tell ourselves, at least I know where I'm going. At least this, this mess feels familiar. But is that path really ours? Is that the right choice for us? I've fallen into this trap too. Job hopping, chasing titles, the next race, even in relationships. It was always the same cycle going on. And eventually, I realized the kind of clarity that comes from anxiety does not last longer. So, what does actual clarity looks like? It it arrives slowly, like a camera lens coming into focus, part blur, part clear. It's very curiosity driven, the kind that shows up when you explore, when you ask questions, when you observe results without jumping into conclusions. The mistake we often make, we confuse certainty with clarity. But alignment, that deep sense of, that feels right, comes when we pause, when we reflect, when we ask ourselves that is this decision mine or is it fear driven, is it something I am doing or I am going towards because I'm really fearful and I want this situation to end as soon as possible. This question is very powerful and we should give ourselves some time to think upon it, to ponder upon it. So today I'm gonna share three very powerful practices that has helped me, and that will definitely help you to certain extent, or can completely change the ball game for some people if you are like me. Okay, so the first point is that name the tension, whatever you are going through. um, you know when things are unclear, anxiety rises. Try this: just label the emotion. Say, I am anxious because I don't know what's next. I am afraid of losing income. So usually when there are layoffs in office going on, we saw a lot of it during the lockdown period. I have been through that phase in my corporate career. So just by labeling that emotion, that okay, what am I really afraid of? Am I afraid of hunting for jobs? Am I too tired to and exhausted to apply for new jobs again? Is there any new opportunity for me in the market? We always hear that inflation is on the all-time high rise. There are no jobs in the market. uh, there is a slow trend of not getting jobs in the market going on. So I just label that emotion, that actually I am afraid of losing income, of not listening to the ting sound of getting my salary on a monthly basis. That makes me cringe my jaw like this and makes me really fearful and afraid. I'm not really afraid or tired or exhausted for applying to new jobs. If I know that I am a good candidate, I am prepared, I am skilled, then what is something that is holding me back? What is something that is stopping me for applying to my dream career job, or in relationship, what is stopping me from having that difficult conversation? So just simply name that emotion. Give a chair to that emotion to sit in, to rest, so that it does not keeps running in your head like madness. Okay, so why it works? Because naming the feeling activates the prefrontal cortex of your head or brain, whatever you can call it, that helps you respond calmly instead of reacting impulsively. It's called effective labeling. So think of it. Okay, so coming back to the second topic, which is time box uncertainty. What does it mean? So for example, there are a few topics, or there are a few problems or statements that you have been going to and fro for like 6 months, for like years, and you don't have the solution still. So what do we do in this scenario? We give it a time frame. So for example, say to yourself, I won't force clarity, I'll sit with this question patiently for 4 weeks. Okay, during that time, run small experiments. For example, talk to people, explore without pressure. Defining a time frame tells your brain that I don't need to know right now. I'll know eventually. And that is powerful, you know, because in this scenario, your brain can actually concentrate on finding the solution that is actual clarity, rather than letting anxiousness or fear drive that ongoing activity in the brain. Okay, so just जैसे in Bhagavad Gita also, Krishna says that you do your work without attaching yourself to the outcome. So once we have already set the time frame that in 3 weeks or 4 weeks or in 1 month or in 2 months, I'll find a solution to this. So during that 1 month, instead of creating tension inside your brain, relax, explore, make efforts to find answers, find another ways, find another alternatives. Okay, and you will eventually, and trust that you will eventually reach the answer in that time frame. Okay, so coming to the last and third topic and third point is capture your curiosity. Okay, so write down everything and anything that sparks your interest. Okay, for example, an idea, a conversation, a random feeling, a habit that you unknowingly do. Okay, for example, I've seen one of my friends rhymes things very well, like very randomly, like keeps on rhyming words, keeps on finding out new words. So, you know, he actually took this advice very seriously and he started writing. And oh my god, he's such a good poet. I'll He's such a good poet. So that was the way that he started writing down his, rhymes. He started writing down the thoughts, started writing down any ideas that stuck whenever he read something. And that actually bloomed into something really beautiful. So that's the idea behind it, that not knowing everything right now feels powerful, even if for the time being it feels like I'm going out of control, but eventually you'll feel in control when clarity hits you, not like a bus hitting you, but like a very silent whisper, you know. So ask yourself, over time, notice and note these patterns, that what kind of work excites you, what kind of maybe qualities and characteristics you want in your life partner, what kind of city do you want to settle in, what culture do you resonate with. These questions are very important for making up your life's philosophy, so that you can live mess free, very basic mess free, because often small curiosities grow into big answers. So these days, I don't chase instant clarity anymore. I create space for it through silence, through journaling, or even through simply doing nothing, you know. So whenever life feels unclear, I ask, am I forcing a decision, or just to escape this discomfort, or can I hold this question a little longer? Because answers do come, you know, very silently, just like I said, in a whisper, not like a big bang. So, next time you feel lost, don't chase clarity. Pause, breathe, trust the space in between. And if you're sitting with a big question right now, share it in the comments. Maybe we can discuss it together. I can share my views. We can introspect. And let's hold space for not knowing together. So that was today's topic. That was all that I had for you guys today. So thank you if you have listened to this podcast till the end. I hope it resonates with you and helps you in any way in life. So thank you. We'll meet in the next yoga workout video, and like, share, subscribe, comment, and follow. This is MoveWithAnii signing off for today. Bye.